Hi guys, this is Mike from Hudson Valley Hi-Fi. Back today with a video on new amplifier, the Rega IO. This is brand new to the store, it's brand new to the world, and it's one of Rega's newest creations, and it's a very welcome addition to their amplifier lineup. So what is the IO and, what are the features of the IO and why would you want one? We'll go over that in a second, but if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please click below and like our video today, and please click on the little bell so we can continue to make these videos for you and hopefully see a lot more of them in the future. So the Rega IO, let's just get right down to it. What is the IO? Why would you want the IO? Why did they create the IO? Well, as you can kind of guess from the name, it's sort of like a baby Brio, kind of. It is same form factor. It's very, very small for an amplifier. It's built on a half chassis, so not even a half chassis. This is 7 inches in width, and we measured from the front of the volume to the rear jacks is about 12 inches, and it only stands about 2.5 inches tall. So if you have a college textbook, it's probably quite a bit larger than the IO amplifier. On the front panel, it's very simple. Power button, headphone jack, input selection button, and then when you turn the unit on, the Rega logo lights up in red, as well as your whatever input you're in, and then volume. That's it. You can also control the amp from Rega's new remote control, which I must say is quite nice. The old remote was pretty simple. This one is as well, but has a really good feel to the buttons. Like it. Look at the size of the remote in relation to the amplifier. So most amps this size typically are Class D amps. There's quite a bit of them on the market today. What makes the IO different is it's not a Class D amplifier. It's a Class AB amplifier, much like the Brio and the Elix and the Illicit. And it utilizes a very, very similar amplifier to the Brio. It just has a bit less power. This is putting out 30 watts into 8 ohms is the rating that Rega has specified. And it does have a really good headphone output here, right on the front, which is nice. And it only has 3 inputs. So let's get to that. We'll turn this guy around and we'll show you the rear. Okay, so here's the back of the IO. This has your RCA inputs, 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is for your turntable. That's a phono preamplifier, which, by the way, this shares the same phono preamplifier as the Brio. And Rega, being a big turntable company, it's a very, very good built-in phono stage. Line 2, line 3, these would be any line level source. So if you're using DAC, streamer, CD player, anything, tape decks, if you're still into tape, you can definitely put them into the line ins. So not a huge number of inputs, but with the way things are today, with digital, that's usually not really a big deal. If you have one for your turntable, great. Speaker binding posts, not gold-plated like the Brio has, but quite nice. 5-way. You can use your banana plug, you can use spades, bare wire, pins. It'll do them. And then a simple IEC socket. This is obviously, we're in the United States, so this is the standard 120, 115, and it's a non-polarized IEC socket. So you could upgrade power cords, things like that, in the future. So back to the front here, one of the other details about the new IO, and in pretty much all the products now in Rega's line, this is carrying Rega's lifetime warranty, which protects you against manufacturing defects. And I'm sure, like most Rega products, warranty is wonderful, but buying a high quality product like this, chances are so good you're going to own this thing for quite some time before there is ever an issue with it. And it's just great to see that there's another layer of protection on top of that. Other than that, so what is the IO for? Why would one buy the IO over, say, other amps in its price category? The IO is quite a bit less expensive than the Brio. It's about 1/3 less expensive than the Brio. But obviously it comes with slightly less. You have a little less output power. The Brio is 50 watts into 8 ohms. This amp is 30 watts into 8 ohms. So yes, 20 watts of headroom, which is not a huge difference. Maybe 2 decibels or so of headroom. The volume control on the Brio is a little more higher end. That was when the newest version was coming out. That was quite the holdup, actually. So this probably has a more basic, I haven't torn apart or anything like that, but it is a more basic volume control attenuator. But this is really intended for kind of all these starters to the hobby of analog. If you're new to the hobby and you're looking to get into it, the price points of Brio and LXR and Illicit and Athos, they could start getting a little daunting if you're, just looking to dip your toes in the water. This amp is very, very well priced, and the performance you're getting for the money is very good. Yes, you do need a fairly efficient speaker. Yes, you probably can't blare your speakers loud if they aren't super efficient, but it will offer you plenty of power. 30 watts is no slouch. I mean, if you look at amps from the 70s, many of them were 30 watts and less. You just need the right speaker to be paired with it. So we all thought as well this amp would never be made in the factory where Rega makes all the rest of their products, but in fact, it absolutely is. It is made in Essex. It is made at Rega's facility, and they're using many of the same parts as the Brio. So it definitely gets full 5 stars from us. We absolutely love this amplifier. When we first ran it in the store here, we were kind of shocked how great this little guy sounds. It has that rich, colorful, British sort of mid-range, and it really brings out the best in a lot of speakers. So speaking of speakers, let's have a little bonus footage here today, and let me show you another one of Rega's newest creations. So here is our bonus today. Another product from Rega, just released. This is the brand new Rega Kite loudspeaker, which this was something we didn't see coming. The RX series from Rega speakers were kind of on their way out, being discontinued, and we saw this model come down the pipe, and they said this was going to be an excellent unit to mix with your I/O amplifier. Very, very reasonably priced speaker, very high quality build, using high-end drivers, all made by Rega. And we can get a little more deep into the speaker in a future video, but it's very simple. It's a phenolic cabinet on the outside. There's no wood grain finishes available or anything in the speaker. It's no grill, very simplistic. And the cabinet is braced, and you can feel it's a pretty dead cabinet, which is really good for a bookshelf speaker, especially in this price point. Inside the cabinet, there is bracing. It goes from the top to the bottom and lateral across. And on the rear of the speaker, very interesting, there is a bass reflex port in the rear. Here's your connections, which, ironically, yes, they are the same binding posts that are on the I/O. And they came with a little sort of a T-brace that you could screw to the back of the cabinet, and it helps the speaker tilt forward a bit, make it more stable. Really, really nice. So the Kite is a 6 ohm speaker, which from the past, Rega speakers have been 6 ohm. Their amplifiers love 6 ohms, and they're 89 decibel efficiency. So pairing this with the I/O is pretty apparent. It's a perfect mix. Out of the box, these took probably 10-15 hours to just kind of mellow a bit, but once they did, they were incredible. So they've been a real winner for us here in the store. We love the sound of them, we love the size of them, and they're very musical, like most Rega products. So I want to thank all of you for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, we appreciate that. Again, please subscribe down below, and we'll continue to make some future videos with you, and maybe we'll get a little more in depth on the Kite, do some demos, and you guys can actually hear them. Again, this is Mike at Hudson Valley Hi-Fi. Our number here in the store is 845-219-1730. You can always reach me at mike@hudsonvalleyhifi.com and our website, hudsonvalleyhifi.com. Thanks for watching.